Good evening, Ipsam. Good evening.
Yes,
Fine, thank you. Good evening, Arfana, and a very good evening to Aiza. I hope you guys are doing well. Aiza, Aiza, why were you absent yesterday?
teacher, I was at my maternal home.
Okay, fine. So we have four students here: Ipsam, Atufa, Arfana, and Aiza, right? Aiza, we have started a new topic, right? Yesterday, and I think Atufa will tell you about that topic. What's the topic that we started, Atufa? Please tell her.
Yes, teacher.
Okay, Atufa, please tell Aiza since she was missing yesterday, she was absent. So I need you to tell her the name of the topic that we began yesterday.
Was and where.
Wait, Atufa. Excuse me, Atufa. She must see you. Okay, please turn your video on and tell her the topic.
Yes, teacher. Was and where.
Where? Please no, it's not where. It's
So can I tell?
no, just a second. Atufa, she gives one more try. Atufa, stop looking at your mom or dad, whoever is there. Please look at me and us. Okay, it is was, right? Was, and can you put that ribbon down? Please put it down. Very good. And what is the pronunciation of WERE? Atufa, you can do it. Trust you. Come on.
Teacher, can I tell?
Wait. Atufa is trying.
Where.
Okay, so Aiza thinks it's where. All right. What do you think?
Was and where. Where. Where.
Where means wear the shoes, wear the clothes.
Teacher, where.
Okay, Aiza, please wait, please hang on. Let's see what Ipsam, how Ipsam pronounces it. We got it.
Was and where.
It's where. It's not like where. Something else.
Teacher, was and
Was it?
the were.
Great. Arfana, please say it again. Arfana.
The was and were.
Was and were, right? Were. It's a beautiful pronunciation. Ipsam and
Teacher,
Arfana.
I have to write this.
Aiza, okay, let me tell you. Please open your notebook and write it down. Okay.
With which pen?
Please open your notebook. Open a new.
I opened.
You may mute your mic for a second. Just mute your mic. Okay, with a blue pen, you have to write. I think that was right. If some was that number 12? Yes, number 12.
Chapter 12.
Chapter, just write 1 and 2. Numeral 1, 2, 12.
Also numeral.
Good evening. I said 1, 2, just like this. Okay, let me show you. Or if anybody has written it down yesterday, please show it to her. Just turn the camera too far. You can turn the camera towards her so that she sees it.
Yes, teacher Jeff.
Okay, do you have your notebook with you, guys? Okay, just yes,
teacher.
it is good, and show it to her. Bring it closer. Ibsam, please bring it closer to the camera. Ibtisam. Aiza, please mute your mic. Some you mute your mic too. Okay, can you see it now? Arfana is showing you. Thank you, Arfana. Arfana is showing it to you. 1, 2, 12. Put a full stop and then write was, WAS, put a comma, Then you write.
Teacher, tell her to show again.
Okay, give me a second. I'll show it to you myself. Just a second. Just a second. Isa, please have a look at this. Isa, here. Okay. This one. I'm going to highlight it with yellow. Good evening, Himayu. Good evening. So, Isa, please write it quickly. Ruxana, have you written this down yesterday? Was and were.
Yes, teacher.
That's great. Number 12, was and were, right? So this is what we are going to study. And Isa, I hope you are done. I hope you're done. I'm highlighting this.
Teacher, no, wait.
Just quickly. No, I did not send it to in the group. Was and were. Only this much you write. Okay? And please use a blue pen and a red pen. Wherever you see blue, just use blue. Wherever you see red, just use red. Finished, Isa?
Yes, teacher.
Now, guys, okay, I'm going to show you something very important. And I think, okay, Isa, please mute your mic now and look at me. Just mute your mic. So, who gives it a reading? Latifa, please give it a reading. Just read it. This one. These two lines, I want you to read only these.
Teacher Jeff.
Just read these two lines, Latifa.
Sometimes there can be more than one doing things. Action words, verbs in a sentence such verbs like was and were are called
Were.
uh,
It's were.
will
Are called
are called LIN
verbs, right?
verbs.
Stop reading. Just mute your mic now. See, guys, I will be looking for examples from you. Okay, this is how we understand it. And once I want you to write these two lines in your notebook after whatever you wrote yesterday. Please write it down. Ruxana, Himayu, Arfana, Ibsam, excuse me, Ibsam, please write it. Please write. Atufa, you too, just write. So here, what do we understand here, Himayu? If you would like to turn your video on, Himayu.
Yes, teacher, I have internet issues. Yeah.
Himayu, so please tell us what do we understand here?
Sometimes there can be sometimes there can be one doing whole action or verb in a sentence.
Sometimes there can be more than one doing word, which is also known as action word, and it's also known as verb. That's why I have highlighted it with a yellow background in a sentence. So simply in a sentence, there could be two doing words, right? And such verbs or doing words or action words like was and were are called linking verbs. So what is this was and were called? Himayu? This was
Just linking words.
linking verbs. They link us. They link a sentence together. Just like I post a link in the group, right? In your WhatsApp group. So
Yes, teacher.
that's what helps us to each other, right? This is the example I'm giving you. So please write it down and I'll be asking on your own where we will see this happening. And whosoever is finished, please raise your hand, emoji hand. Sometimes there can be more than one doing word, also called action word or a verb in a sentence, right? Then full stop or a period. Such verbs like was, and were are called linking verbs. Okay. So I see here nobody's done yet. Just a moment. Okay, please, pay attention to this one only. Do not talk, do not do anything else, because I'm waiting for you. And okay, thank you, Ruktana.
Good teacher Jeff.
Shira, you guys joined a
Teacher Jeff.
little late. Please join on time. Please join on time. Time is very important. Please know it. Okay, it does not wait for anyone. So I
Good
posted.
evening, teacher Jeff.
Good evening, Kubra. Good evening. So, Kubra, we are writing something here. Please write it down quickly. And I think, Aban, I want you to read these two lines here. These two lines which are written here.
Sometimes there can be more than one doing word, action word, verb. And as sentence such verbs like was and were are called linking verbs. For example,
For example, Aban, doing word, action word, and verb is one only. Okay, they have got three names. And the verbs which we started yesterday, like was and were, is the pronunciation. These two are linking verbs. Okay, please know it. If you are asked, suppose I ask you tomorrow, what's was and were? So you have to say these two are called linking verbs. Okay, everyone. So please finish this here. Thank you, Ibsam. You are finished. Ruxana is finished. And Himayu, it's been a long time. Himayu, are you done?
Yes, teacher Jeff.
Please raise your hand. Just give me a signal or a sign that shows you are finished. Arfana, thank you. Atufa, are you finished?
I am writing.
Finish quickly. Don't take too much time. And Seher, did you understand this? Seher, did you understand this? What we wrote here?
Teacher had write for example also.
We did not, you are going to tell me some examples and then we can write it down. Only one example is sufficient. You can write for example so that we understand easily what we wrote here. Cobra, if some,
Teacher, I have finished.
Tufa, great job. I see Ipsams, she's done. Ruxana is done. Arfana is finished. Himayu is finished. And Tufa, please mute. Aban,
I am done.
great. Raise your hand. Bushra, what about you?
Teacher, I am writing.
Just write. Okay. I'm going to give you 10 more seconds. Okay. And please make sure that you write whatever you see written with a blue pen, you write it with the blue pen. And whatever is written with a red pen, you write it with a red pen too. Okay. There shouldn't be that you don't. Good evening, Nurapsha. Nurapsha, may I know why you joined late?
Teacher, I was citing.
Okay, fine. But please know that our time is 6:30, so you must join at 6:30. All right? Okay. Okay, Nuraksha, please stop talking. Mute your mic, settle down, open your notebook, and write these two lines down in your notebook. Sometimes there can be two more than one doing word. action word, verb in a sentence. Listen to me and write it down. Okay, you can talk later on. Such verbs like was and were are called linking verbs. Okay. All right. So everybody is done. Cobra, what have you reached?
Teacher, I have done my homework. Teacher to called.
I have checked it. I have commented it. Do not repeat. Done with it. Okay. Please finish these 2 lines here. So I think let's have Ibtisam. Ibtisam, please you know, create a sentence where there are 2 verbs,
I finished.
doing words or
Teacher.
Cobra, not Cobra, sorry, Ibtisam. Thank you, Seher. Those 4
Teacher,
verbs.
I have been and watering the trees.
Wait. I said raise your hand. This is hand. This is how we raise it, right? Please, please.
She was
Okay, she
planting the trees and watering them.
was. Let's write this much only. She was planting a tree. No, we cannot plant a tree. She was planting.
Teacher had to write. She was planting a tree.
She was planting a. We can say she was planting a. Okay, rose plant. Let's write rose plant because we don't plant trees. Trees are big.
So we had to write.
Aiza, please be quiet. Just be quiet. And when the time comes, you write. I'll tell you myself. She was planting a rose plant, right? Because we plant things that are small, not big trees.
Two
Okay.
action words.
So you may mute your mic now. Everyone just mute your mic. Please mute your mics now, everybody. Okay, Ibsam has given us a beautiful sentence. So how many verbs do you see in this sentence, Ibsam? She was planting a rose plant. How many verbs do you see here, Ibsam?
Teacher,
Or doing word or action?
the action word I see planting.
Very good. Planting is an action word, right? Very good. So I'm going to use a red pen for this. Aiza, you may write it down now. Okay? Everyone, please write it now. And
Teacher, yeah, I have written it.
which one? No, you cannot write it until I, change the color of the words. You have to wait. And please wait.
Teacher, we had to write she was planting a rose also.
Wait a second. Do not ask me this question, Bushra, because I have written rose, so you have to write rose as well. Then why would I write it here? Okay, Ipsam, which one? Do you see any linking verb in this sentence of yours? Is there any linking verb?
Yes. The wall.
So,
Was.
so now, how many verbs can you see here? Just like we wrote here, sometimes there can be more than one.
I'm done.
Isaac, listen to me. Please listen to me. Do you have your mom there? Please listen to me. If you're done, you don't need to inform me I'm done. Okay? Don't inform me I'm done. I'll be checking your homework later on. Okay? Thank you for doing it. Because we have to understand what we wrote here. Okay? Please be a good girl. For example, she was planting a rose plant. And this is what we wrote here. There can be more than one doing word, action word, or verb. So how many doing words do you see in this sentence of yours, Ipsam?
Teacher,
Arfana, how many doing words do you see here? Arfana?
one.
Okay, Aban, how many doing words do you see here in this sentence?
Teacher, if some told one,
Doing more. Someone.
Aban,
So
very
two. So two.
one is was, okay, which is called a
So
link.
two.
teacher,
Okay, Aban, Arfana, listen to me. Listen to me. Your chance is gone. Please wait now. Do not interrupt anyone. So it's was, one linking verb, and then we have planting, two. She was planting a rose plant. Okay, great, great. It's two. It's some, not one. It's two. I have written these two verbs with a red pen. Can't you see it? Was with a red, planting with a red pen. So what makes you say one only? Okay. Anyways,
because I told two, you don't listen.
sorry. No, I didn't hear you saying two. If some, I'm sorry. Had you heard you saying two, then I wouldn't have asked any.
You told one.
Okay, and now
Teacher,
okay, listen to me. Let's not argue here. I heard what you said, and that was only one. And Cobra, would you like to mute your mic? Just mute your mic. Okay, next example. Who was good here? Who was good here? And it was Ruxana. Thank you, Ruxana. Please give me one more sentence where there is the linking verb were.
teacher,
One last example. Ruxana.
teacher,
Ruxana, are you there?
Yes, teacher.
teacher Jeff.
Yes, Arfana. Can I help you?
Can you explain me this sentence again?
Okay, sure. I'll explain it to you. See, Arfana, we wrote here, sometimes there can be more than one doing word in a sentence, right? And such action words or verbs or doing words are called like was and were. These two words are called linking verbs, right? They link a sentence, right? Now, through this example, I have written here, she was planting a rose plant. And you see here, which one is it? A linking verb? Was, right? Was is also a doing word, and planting is also a doing word. So this is what we learned. In one sentence, there could be more than one doing word. All right? Could be three, could be four, but here we have two. So Ibtisam also said she was planting a rose plant and watering it. So Arfana, how many doing words do you see in this sentence now?
Teacher two. Teacher three.
Before you answer. It's three. Which one is the third action word or doing word or verb?
The watering.
Very good. It's watering. Great. If you want, you can add this line. If you don't want, forget about it. So Ruxana, please tell me any sentence where you use were. Ruxana.
Yes, sir.
Okay, please give it a try. And let me say, were is used with plural. Plural. Plural means two. More than one. More than one. Anybody who can answer this, please raise your hand. Raise your no. You definitely not you for talking. Just
Just repeat the question.
for you. If anyone, and also you have to raise your hand, okay? If you know the answer. Anybody who can give me one more sentence where there is the linking verb were, there is a linking verb were, and one more action word. Anybody? Let me see how many.
Teacher, I can say.
No, I'm sorry. Not
Sir,
you.
can I?
Not you.
Right?
Okay, Seher. Thank you, Seher, for remaining silent and for listening to me. Please give me a sentence, Seher.
Today were eating an ice cream.
It's were. The upper lip, I mean, this were. Okay, this were. Were. Okay, when you say were, what touches your lower lip? This one. Your, the teeth of upper jaw touch your lower lip, right? This is how we pronounce it. They were eating. They were eating. Please finish it. Eating
An ice cream.
and ice cream. Very good. And please tell me which one is a linking verb here.
Good
evening, teacher.
Uh,
The
good evening,
war.
good evening, Josefa. What made you join so late?
The war.
Okay,
Sorry.
I'm sorry that you joined very late. We are about to finish. Okay, anyways, they were. Were is a linking verb. Very good. And is there one more verb or doing word in this sentence? Sir,
The yes eating.
eating. Great. So now, how would you
So we
explain?
have to write it.
Yes, you can write. You can write. And we are finished. Now we'll be coming to uses of was in little bit details. And I have inserted some pictures for you. You can see them. Please write this sentence. They were eating an ice cream. And we use word with plural words and some pronouns like they, you, which I'm going to tell you. Okay, once we move down, I'm going to tell you that they were eating an ice cream. If you have a picture of eating ice cream with your brother, you can send it over.
I finished.
Okay, Misbah. And Misbah, since you joined late, okay, and yesterday also you were absent, we are studying the topic was and were. This one. Was and were. Please write it in your notebook. Was and
Teacher, I am at maternal home.
it's all right. Wherever you are, you must have your notebook with you. Anywhere, even if you go outside India, fine, no problem. Do you have your notebook with you?
Teacher, no.
Why not? Why do you keep your notebook at home? Please explain yourself.
Teacher,
Because
forgot.
that's what I expected from you. Please do not forget your books. Okay, wherever you go, take them with you. Okay, Misbah. So I'll be sending this in your group and you can write it down after the class. All right. So till then, you please read this one, Misbah. Please read it.
Teacher, sometimes there can be more than one doing word, action word, verb in a sentence. Such
Very good.
verbs like was and were are called linking verbs. For example, she was planting a rose plant and watering it. They were eating an ice cream.
Do you understand? So when we studied was and were, this was and were are called linking verbs. They link the sentence. Okay, just like I post the link in your group and I just log in into that Zoom and you also click on the link so we get linked with each other, right? This is what we mean by here. Was and were are called linking verbs. And in sentences, some sentences, there could be two verbs or doing words or action words, just like in this sentence. She was planting a rose plant and watering it. How many verbs, how many doing words do you see here, Misbah, in this sentence? In this sentence. Misbah, uh, are you there or you don't want to say it?
Teacher, two.
Okay, what makes you think there are two?
Teacher was planting, watering.
No, was is different, planting is different, and watering is different. Was is also a doing word, right? Just like I have written here, but it's called a linking verb, but it is a doing word. Keep it in mind. So there are three. Was is one, planting is two, watering is three. This is what we understood here, right? And in this sentence, they were eating an ice cream. How many doing words do you see here?
Teacher two.
Two. One is were, another is eating. And this was and were are called linking verbs here. Okay, you may write it down later on. And are you finished writing these two sentences? Examples?
Jeff, I cannot see the screen.
You cannot see the screen? Who I? Bushra, is that you? Okay, anyways, so I can do one thing for you. Let me stop screen sharing, and once more I can just share it. I hope you can see it now. Can you see it now?
Jeff, no.
Then you leave the meeting and join again. Please leave the meeting and rejoin. Okay, so now I'll be coming down here. Please write this down, these three lines. And we will be learning about was in little bit details, okay, with some examples. Atufa, please do not eat anything in the class. Okay, just put these things down. This is not your playtime, this is your class time, so you can play later on with that stuff. So, okay, Aban,
Yes, sir.
Aban,
না না বেটা নুন চায়
Yes, sir.
বসুন চাও নি পা নুন চায় আপনি চায় কপ চাম্বো হইতে যায় শুধু
please mute your mic, Aban. We have Cobra. Your chance is now. Just read it. Aban, I'll come back to you later. So number one. What's number one here? If you do not respond quickly, I'm sorry, I may have to go to someone else, Cobra. Because we
Teacher Jeff, we have to write it.
yes, just right.
Yes, Teacher Jeff.
Please read it. Please read it here. Uses of was. It means where
Of was we use was for an action that happened before. Now in the past with
singular naming words. Okay. So now
naming words we use was to talk, talk about one person, place, animal, thing, and an idea.
very good. So please write these three lines.
Teacher, I have done the homework today's, but that is half.
Cobra, you can send that to me later and let's talk about homeworks here in the class homework. So you can send it to me after the class, all right? And please start writing now. And I'm going to show uses of was. Exactly in the same way I want you to write this. So why have I written uses of was here? Nurapsha, uses of was. What does it mean? Nurapsha. Okay, Aiza. Uses of was. Aiza.
Teacher, yes.
Nurapsha, were you here or you had gone somewhere? If you
Teacher,
don't
I have some problem.
say it, I have any problem. Okay, why have I written uses of was? What does it mean? Uses of
Teacher,
was.
teacher, that means uses of was. We can. Uh,
Yes.
teacher,
Okay.
like we use something
Okay. Okay. Nurafsha, it means
uses of was. How
this
can we use was?
okay.
It is
Where
a
okay, where can we use or where do we use this word or this linking verb was, right? So it has lots of uses. So that's what we are going to study, right? So here the first line is we use was for an action. Action is called something that we do.
I finished.
Okay, those of you who are finished, you need to raise your hand and do not talk. Because if you guys talk, some people, some students would not get my voice, okay? That's the problem. And that's why I appreciate your hands in. So we use was for any action that happened before now. Suppose if I ask Himayu, what were you doing before half an hour? So it has already happened in the past. What were you doing before 1 hour? Tell me the action that happened before 1 hour.
Teacher, I was doing my homework.
Said I was. So this is already happened in the past, right? It's not happening. Is it happening now? No, it's not. It already has
No, it has happened.
it's already happened. Very good. Okay. And this was is only used with singular naming words. You know all the singular naming words, right? So that's number 1 point for uses of was. And second is we use was
Teacher, wait.
we use was to talk about one person. Suppose I can say Miss okay. Uh Cobra, can you say something about Misbah?
Teacher, I can say one example.
Say something about Misbah using the linking verb was. She was absent yesterday.
Nisba was writing.
No, okay, yes. Misbah was writing. Great. So this was is already
Teacher, we use was in past.
yes, very good. In past we use was, and it's used when we talk about one person. I can say Misbah was absent yesterday, right? Can I say
Yes,
Misbah?
teacher.
Can I say Misbah is absent yesterday? No, I cannot use is. I only have to use was. In the same way, we
Was.
say,
Teacher, I finished.
okay, guys, we have. Thank you for finishing it up. So we have less than 1 minute. I'll be sending this in your group, and we will continue it tomorrow. Okay, because time is already up, and I have to wish you a very good night and a great day tomorrow. Okay.
Allah Hafiz, teacher.
Good night,
In the map.
teacher.